Welcome to Shealy's Pond Heritage Preserve, and we're just trying to find something to do today out in nature. If you look at the wildlife map here, we got all those places you can visit here in South Carolina. It lists the property names and what they are. And we've seen the spider lilies at one of the parks. They grow in the middle of this river. It's really beautiful when they're blooming. I think that's in June or July.
All three of these plants we've seen in abundance down at the Ginyard Clayfest, Ginyard Clayfest.
Yep. Purple pitcher plant, the yellow pitcher plant, and sundew. So I don't know that we'll see a lot, but this is where we are. It's just a little turnout basically on this road.
Should have a pond.
Yep, so there should be a pond back there. It's a Heritage Trust, part of the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources and the Nature Conservancy Project. So let's see what we can find. Well, we walked a little bit in that direction and it kind of closed up, so it's like the trail isn't maintained anymore. So we came back, and on that tree right along there's a hiking trail, and then I spotted this one up here, but then there's another fork over that way where Scott is, and so we're not real sure where the trail is anymore. It doesn't look like the trail is being maintained as well as it used to be. So I don't know. What do you think about that direction?
That's got a sign on it too.
All right. Well, Scott says let's go this way. We'll see if this is where the loop is actually.
There's a little deadfall over there.
And we're really close to the road, so you guys are going to hear stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. We like deadfalls because they're like nurseries for the forest.
So these are sort of sand hills, and the geology here is like sand hills. It's real sandy. So what you see in the plant life is a whole lot different. You see a lot of shrub oaks. You see a lot of junipers and ferns.
Privet has snuck its way in.
Which is an invasive.
Yes.
Privet hedge. And I think I've spotted the bark on that tree looks like persimmon, but I haven't seen any fruit.
The persimmon should be in full ripeness right now. But you can see a little bit of color down in here, that where the cold is hit. And then there's these massive cedar trees too. Grapevine. Look how big that grapevine is, and it goes way up. Yep, that's a cedar. All right, so I'm going to keep walking and see what we see. We just came across this feather.
You might identify that?
We're going to do a Google image check here and see if we can figure out what it is.
If I can get Google.
Yeah, you might not be able to get Google down here, that's for sure. Because we are now down in. See, and take a picture of it. Looking for results. And it's
turkey.
It's a turkey feather.
Wild turkey. But
yeah,
it is. It looks
is.
just like that, doesn't it?
Looks just like the picture. Oops, we're not going to see anything except the reflection.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
So that was a cool find. So we were just noting the dead stands here, the trees that are still standing. And if you look up at the top of that one right there, you can see some woodpecker holes, and they could be yellow-bellied sapsucker. They could be pileated woodpeckers' homes.
Could be a red-headed woodpecker.
So yeah.
That's so important to leave those dead stands for nesting cavity nesters.
Yeah. So let me turn around slowly so you can see some of the color. We are in pretty much an evergreen type woodland here. So that's why we're not seeing a whole lot of color.
There's a lot of this loblolly pine and slash pine back in here. If you ever wondered where your telephone poles come from, just look at that one
Yeah,
right there.
telephone pole material. I hear a dog barking. All right, so back to walking. This is where the giant pine cones come from, see? Giant pine cone, probably 6 inches tall or more. At least we're on the right trail. Look at this oak leaf Scott just found compared to this oak leaf on the tree. Isn't that wild?
I've always liked tree leaves because you can see the veins in them.
Yeah.
It just illustrates that, you know, this was a living thing.
Yep. There's some color for you. It's almost all brown, but it's still a color, right? This is kind of pretty. Scott's looking up what it is. It actually has some kind of little, like it flowered here. Watch it be something poisonous because we've touched. Sweet pepper bush. And if you look, it's all down through here, all along this path. Isn't that cool? There's Scott back there. This is kind of pretty. Just a splash of yellow and yellow-green all down through here. It kind of just sprinkles.
Shrub oaks, they have a lot of character to them.
They do. That one looks like it needs a swing or something hanging from it. I'm hoping we don't get soaked because I don't have a way to protect this camera. So we're going to walk on down the path. Here's another plant that we've just come upon that Scott is taking a picture of so he can look it up on Google. We just came upon this little dogwood tree. Isn't it lovely?
It's a little confused. It's fixing to bloom.
Oh, look, it does. It has a little bud on it. Several.
Oh, it's several. Full of little buds.
Poor little thing. Don't know what season it is. I just thought y'all might like to see a little dogwood tree.
We might.
And we just came across this little mushroom with a green tinge, which is probably a death cap. It's actually called that in the mushroom books.
We'll have to look that up.
But we're still on the trail. And you can see some pretty colors ahead. Oh, I guess I'm in too close. There you go. I'll let y'all walk along with us for a minute. It really is hard to hold the phone steady when you're walking, so bear with me. I don't have a boom to balance me. One of those extension booms could be fun. Oh, another spider web. Ugh. I've walked through a lot of spider webs. Look at all the pretty colors. And I don't want to trip on stumps sticking up. Isn't that pretty? Woo. Move slower. Don't make the audience ill. Do y'all ever do that? Where you tell people to slow down?
Look at that S-shaped pine over there.
Oh, wow. It is an S-shaped pine.
Making its way up.
Goes up and then goes back this way and then back up. That's cool. Try to move slow. I hate when somebody darts from one thing to the next because it makes me want to hurl. Look at all those colors. We've decided we need to bring our book guide with us and see how many trees we can identify. And we could probably take a picture and create our own commonplace book like Carol's doing.
The Clemson Extension has a wonderful guide on the familiar trees of South Carolina.
This is a turkey oak. Can you tell why? Looks like a turkey's foot. Really pretty down here, and all of this is protected. You're supposed to take photos, leave footprints, but don't take any of the wildlife with you.
It's a heritage preserve.
Yeah.
So it will never be developed.
It's protected for nature's enjoyment. All right, guys, I'm going to get back to walking more steadily so I don't fall over, and I will bring you back if we find something else that's cool. All right, guys, I just noticed this leaf, and I don't know what it is, but it kind of looks like it was frost-kissed, and then it just dropped. Isn't that a cool-looking leaf right there? How cool is that? I've never seen a leaf do that before. Have you? That is so cool.
How that's variegated. That's so
I
neat.
know. Scott was just noticing that this is a young black walnut tree right here.
Just like we had up at the little house.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got some damage at his base though, so we'll see if he survives.
Come look here. I just think this is the coolest thing.
Scott wants you to see something.
This looks like it was painted.
Oh, it does.
But it's actually a little tiny lichen. And the lichens kind of are really common in these sandhills areas. You'll see it all on these oaks and in the sand on the ground or on the rocks, any time of a rock outcropping.
That is cool. And then there's the fern type down lower on the tree.
Yeah. And there's
Pretty
more
cool.
of it that looks like it's painted on there.
I'll just go down the tree because it changes as it goes down the tree at different, I don't know if you'd call that elevations or what, but
The thing I love about doing these walks with somebody, of course obviously with Becky, is that we see things with a different eye and point it out to each other. Stuff that she doesn't see, I'll point out, and things that I don't see, she points out, and it's just a lot of fun.
it is. It is. So here we go. And I just noticed this tiny little flower. There's here. See if I can zoom in. Not sure if I'll get it to focus. It's not going to focus on it. Well, I took a picture with my phone on my camera on my phone, so I'll insert that here. I'll get you over there. Is that the green or the yellow?
The green, I think yellow is the same thing, same plant. It's common sweet leaf.
Common sweet leaf.
So we might have to do a little more research on that.
All right, back to walking.
We'll leave that for a young adventurer.
Yeah, we're gonna turn around, and we came across some water.
This water is remarkably clear.
It is, but we think the pond is probably back that way.
Yeah, it's a little reedy.
Yeah, so we're gonna turn around and see if we can find our way back out of here, because we're down in the woods a bit. That's where we just came from.
Fortunately, in this cool weather, the gators would be lethargic.
Yeah, still. All right.
Oh, there's a
Cypress tree. See the fat bottom on that one? That's a cypress. I think I hear a deer across the way.
really hard wood. It's one of the hardest soft woods in North America.
Yeah.
And it's very rot resistant. Look at this tent spider around here. Did you spot that one?
Sorry if I'm moving too fast, you guys. Yep. See the tent spider? Right there? That's her web.
I hear somebody whistling.
Do you? All right, let's go.
hiker on a trail here.
Yep. All right, well, let's get out of here. Scott wanted y'all to see this little tiny pine cone.
It's just so beautiful and perfect. It just caught my eye. What a lovely thing.
It is.
And of course, I picked a leaf that I really liked.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'll leave this with nature as it's supposed to be.
All right, and we'll get back to trying to get back to the truck. We ran into a really nice young couple with their dog. And we're just...
The young man's more striking resemblance to my brother-in-law.
Yeah. All right, I'll get back with you. All right, we are working our way back. We're on the same trail we were before. We never did find the loop that's supposed to take you around the pond. So when I get home, I'm going to print off the trail map for this place so we can see where we went and where we should have gone and that kind of thing. My main thing is I don't think the actual trail is being maintained right now. So I think sections of it may be overgrown.
Those tall cedars, I cut a piece off of that dead fall. Those are white cedars.
Oh.
It still smells like cedar.
Yep. Yeah, here. Smell y'all.
Did you get that?
So we're gonna keep on walking. It is lovely out today. We are getting a little misting of rain, but tomorrow we're supposed to have severe thunderstorms, so we thought we'd do this today. And Scott and I have decided that we need to do this, something like this, about once a month. So we'll have a video of an outdoorsy kind of adventure for you guys about once a month. Look at this cedar tree right here. This one right here in the middle. Look how far up it goes. And you don't see cedars that large unless you're in an old forest. Isn't that amazing? That tells you how fast humans tear apart nature to improve things when nature is perfect in its own right.